So, BSG has released a roadmap for the next few months of development to let the community know what's planned to come next for Escape from Tarkov. And while I am happy they recognize some of the current shortcomings of EFT, there are a few things that might become self-inflicted wounds. Let's go over the preliminary roadmap and see what's what. Note that things can change and be delayed in the development of any game. For 0.13.0.5, they say they will bring fixes for the visuals with flashlights, rework of the sky on all locations, changes to AI voice line playbacks, and fixes to bots moving the wrong way when prone. All fine and good. Then we have Oculus audio tweaks for Interchange and Lighthouse, and here let's give them the benefit of the doubt and hope this will be good and the audio can be fully fixed soon. At the same time, there will be fixes for incorrect gunshot sounds, volume and explosions at short distances. This as well seems good to let us distinguish more clearly where these are and what they are. Now for the one I'm nervous about, the changes to the headset system. We are all very much aware of the coin toss anytime BSG says they will change something. And granted, the headsets could be better, but as for what the wording tells me, these are marked as changes, and that carries with it a certain degree of uncertainty. I don't know about you, but every time they say the word changes in regards to a very important part of the game, a little voice in my head goes, here we go again. While not exactly explicit when or with what it will come, BSG are transitioning to Unity 2021. This is an important step that will allow a slew of improvements and greater development speed on BSG's part, and that is certainly good news. According to BSG, this will give them the ability to optimize graphics, support for HDR, reduce overall memory consumption by optimizing the usage of location and items. Good news here for sure. Now for the technical update 0.13.1.0. Here there is some great news if we just read it and don't think much about it, but there is a shadow looming over it. Their first item listed after they state that they basically want to reduce desync is gradual increase in the number of players and bots in raid to 60. The fact they state this ahead of everything else is a clear red flag for me. The other items listed are unimaginably more important than this one. Improving hit reg, more important for multiple reasons, like ammo is expensive and I would actually like to hit what I'm shooting at, please. Increase in accuracy of positioning of players on the server and the client. More important to avoid shooting ahead or behind the actual enemy we see because we know the server does not track very well. Noticeable increase in FPS in raid. More important. This will allow less capable PCs to handle Tarkov so more players can join the fun. Lol. Network traffic optimization. Again, more important to reduce desync overall. Every single item is crucial and a million times more important than adding more bots in raid. So I am fearful they will try to do this while the other things aren't fully addressed and fixed, delaying those more important improvements or even worse, sabotaging them altogether because of it. It's not the first time BSG get too ambitious and end up breaking the game or parts of it. Let's hope they get this right and not have another new audio in our hands. The remaining points to this update are stated as being a new culling system on old locations, optimizing RAM consumption, and optimizing rendering of semi-transparent materials. Overall, good news for allowing more systems to be able to handle Tarkov, and maybe this time the sunglasses will be fixed for good. Then we have 0.14.0.0, a big content update. In my eyes, much bigger than a new map. All because of all the systems added or changed, especially when we add them all together. These will lead to a significant change in how we play Tarkov. Let me get the ones I'm less excited for out of the way and then move on to the good stuff. In this update, we will have the Streets expansion and the BTR finally introduced, along with the new boss, vaulting, kit presets, a hideout expansion, suppressor durability is to be introduced with sound variations and new or changed subsonic ammunition, ammunition loading interface, sight brightness adjustment, UI changes, quest rebalance along with levels, skills and mastering, helmet flashlights, meds and food consumption on double click, and new guns. While many of these are worthy of mention and acknowledgement, when paired up with the others that are listed as coming, they really are just a side note. Let's start with left shoulder shooting, a feature we have been screaming for. I don't know how they will choose to implement this as it's not yet released, if they will go for a full shoulder swap or just like a weird adjusting of the gun to the left but still holding right side grip. While the second one will definitely mitigate the problems with left side peeking, the full shoulder swap would eliminate it completely. And for me, it just makes more sense. These are, after all, ex-military. One would assume they would be trained to full shoulder swap to clear rooms effectively from both sides without exposing themselves completely to the bad guys. Then we have bipods stabilizing firearms with cover and the weapon animations when interacting with said cover. This is a major change and a welcome one. To be fair, one that should have come a long time ago. If there is one thing everyone learns in the military is to shoot from the more stable platform available. And nothing is more stable than supporting your gun on or against something. Having this ability should equal much better recoil control, accuracy, and give better results to folks actually holding an angle, a corridor, or an area from a stable, supported position. This one, along with the rework of recoil mechanics of all weapon types, should make for an interesting change in the meta overall. Hallelujah, brothers! We're getting quick pistol transition. Hopefully they will actually do this right and make sidearms usable by everyone. It should be implemented as to give a major advantage over just reloading your main gun and the requirement to run alongside it. Hopefully the internet soon gets flooded with great clips of folks quick swapping in a fight and getting the upper hand over someone having to reload because they did not go in with a sidearm. Another great addition is having hotkeys to choose what part of the body to heal. Just this one alone could be its own video with demonstrations and simulations of how it is vital in a fight. But I think we all get how this will help improve the survivability of those that choose to use it over those that don't and are forced to push the fight to the end. Now regarding the last two items on the list. First, I already did a video on the randomized loot crates and loot in general. I will leave it in the description as well as in the end of this video if you want to go see the what, how, and why it will have a big effect on Tarkov's gameplay. The last one is the armor plate system and the rework of the hitboxes. That deserves a full video dedicated to it because honestly, I think folks are just looking at it as a cool feature and not a lot about how it will have an enormous impact on gameplay, depending on how they choose to implement it. So there we have it. Tarkov's roadmap until the next big content patch somewhere in the coming months. Mostly, I am optimistic, although with a few reservations on how they will implement some of the mentioned items they propose. Overall, I believe Tarkov's gameplay will change, and in some aspects, quite dramatically. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's going in the right direction? Do you trust BSG to get it right? Leave a comment below, just please be respectful. Leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.